They just listen to your breathing patterns. They've got these body language experts, and apparently every time the squealing pig came on, I trembled and sobbed.
Wow.
And that was me for 13 hours in stress positions. Big stress positions as well. Like, you might be stood with your legs wide open in a tiny little squat position, so your bum poking out a little bit, and your arms straight above your head and slightly forward. And like, you'll hold that for 30 seconds and you're like, yeah, this is fine. And then 15 minutes later, you're like, oh my gosh, like, I'm in agony. And every time you fall out of a stress position, someone just literally kicks you back into place. And this is all whilst you're being blindfolded and you're freezing cold and you're tired and you're hungry and you literally hallucinate. I was hallucinating. I thought at one point that I was in hell getting whipped by the devil. And I spoke to one of my mates who is a religious studies teacher, and she said that is actually a biblical reference. So, like, the devil was cast into the pig, and I was listening to the squealing pig, and I was like, mate, I felt like I was actually burning.
Well, yeah, that is true. There's a bit in the Bible where Jesus cast the demons out of a man into pigs, and the pigs run around. Well, the pigs kind of run around and die.
But how weird is that? That's what I was feeling.
That's
I
mad.
was feeling hell. I was hearing pigs. I was feeling hell.
Is the programme done now? Are you done?
The programme isn't done. There's one more episode, 5 episodes. It's all available on 4
OD.
You've got to watch it. You'll be hooked.
Yeah.
You might cry even.
No, I do. When I start watching it, you can binge that show. I watched a
Oh,
show.
easy, yeah.
I watched a show when they had to fight each other. Normally just fight, and they put boys versus girls. It was quite.
What, on the same show?
Yeah, so it was not on this one, but on a previous show. So you have a guy fight a girl, and like you had to, whoever they selected, you had to fight.
Yeah.
So you literally go at it, and they literally had boxing gloves on, and just literally. And I thought, wow.
Well, get this, guys. Get this.
Come on, info.
I boxed not one, but 2 guys.
What, at the same time?
Yeah.
At the same time, just versus
Yeah.
you. That sounds wrong. I think we need to ring up and. Why did you do that to my sister though? Why you had to fight too? You must have been solid then.
That's what it is about. I'm telling you, they get in your head.
Yeah.
You know, like at this point, we'd like done all of these drills. We'd been running for miles outside. We'd fallen backwards out of a helicopter, and then but at the same time, there's 12 recruits, of which I was one of, and you feel like you're really part of this team, you're all together, and then all of a sudden they put you in a room and they go, you have to fight each other, because again, it's all in relation to what it would actually be like in the SAS. And they're like, look, when it comes to battle, you don't know who you're fighting. It could be 1 versus 1, it could be 1 versus 10. Today, it's 1 versus 2.
Ooh.
And you're going to come out and you're going to pick 2 people to fight you.
Wow.
And you have to fight them. People punching have to give it their all. If they fall down on the ground, you have to continue. You have to. And they're shouting at you to do it. How mad is that?
No, I would have passed out like that. Straight away. First lick.
But you wouldn't. You'd have done it.
Say I faked. Say they hit me and I faked it, like made it look like I really went down and I just stayed there and just shivered and did all of that.
Yeah.
That was it. When they say, "All right, stop, medic."
No, because one woman did fall down, Louise Mensch, and she continued to get pummeled.
What?
So it is what it is.
Wow.
Yeah. You've got to watch it.
I'm
Not beaten, pummeled.
Pummeled.
It was bananas.
You've
Well,
sold
get this right. So, you know, I'd say I'm fairly confident, and
No, we didn't notice.
Yeah, did you not?
No, not at all.
Quite shy and retiring. New groups of people. But in that situation, I remember, you know, they spoke to us. They were like, "This is the mission. You're gonna fight each other. You're gonna come out. You're gonna volunteer." And you're going to pick 2 people to fight you. I picked 2 guys.
Why did you pick 2 guys,
And
though?
it is bananas. But I thought, actually, like, I was like, right, I thought, number one, it's a bit strategic. It's not just about, like, physical resilience, but it's about mind games as well. So I thought, right, pick 2 guys. They're going to be a conflict from the get-go. How hard do I hit AJ? She's a girl. So I'm like, right, let's have it. Number 2, I think just being inspired by, I've got 5 brothers and I love them all, and I've always been obsessed with them as well. Like from a little girl, I always wanted to be big. I always wanted to be strong. They could always like pick me up and chuck me and all of that, and I just found it so fun. I was like, oh God, they're like amazing. But they also had trophies and medals, and I was just like, come on, bro, how did you get this medal? I really want in. And they were always just like, it's about being the best, and it's about, you know, you always aim for gold. You always go for gold. And some of these medals are bronze, but we went for gold. We didn't want that medal, but we got that medal because we went for gold. And in the back of my mind was, you go for gold. Like, when you're in this lineup, you have to pick the hardest option. That's what you need to do, because gold place, that's the hardest option.
I think I would have went for the easy ones. I was taking the 2 smallest girls there and lit them down. I want them 2 girls there. Boom, boom, boom. I'd have been in it like rocking up, bam, bam, bang them up. Yeah.
But then you wouldn't have tested your limits. You wouldn't have.
I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to win. Easy route, the back door. However I get there, I'm gonna get there.
Oh my God.
I'm taking it. You think I'm going for Ace and D? No chance. No. It's gonna be bare hitting and running.
Oh my God.
No, but I'd take my hat off to you for doing it your way.
That's
a solid way to do it.
Do you know what I mean?
It's the mindset of a champion.
If you aim high, you can only fall down to there anyway.
Yeah.
Whereas if I've gone here, so boy, if that plan don't work.
If the 2 girls beat you up,
Exactly.
Yeah.
But also, just like if you aim low and then you smash it and you're like, wicked, I've won. You would actually, at the back of your mind, be thinking,
I could have, should have.
I have done better. Yeah. Whereas I just left it all there. I'm like, I just couldn't have gone better.
So
There's nothing else that I could
did you get a beat down though?
No, let's watch it. Let's watch it. We'll have to find out.
Watch it.
Yeah, we'll have to find out.
Watch it. Oh, I like that. You want the suspense.
No. I work in drama. I like. Let's.
You teased enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Man like Ace.
Yeah.
What's new in the world of the world?
It's been a big week for like viewing, isn't it? Like Avengers dropped on Thursday.
I've not watched it yet.
Game of Thrones episode 3 dropped Sunday.
I don't watch it.
Early Monday
Do you watch Game of Thrones? No, good.
Oh my God!
Well, together, someone. What were you gonna do? Pour Prosecco on us?
No.
Sorry, no, you don't watch it. I don't watch it either.
You don't watch Game of Thrones? So there's 3 to 2.
Ain't the timeline really boring for you lot that don't watch Game of Thrones?
Not really.
No, not really.
Dragons
I just
flying.
skip
I'm
it.
like, what's this
You
one about?
don't get it at all.
Why not?
Yeah, I don't understand
No,
anything
I
that's
don't.
going on.
Do you know what though? I'm just so glad that I don't watch Game of Thrones.
Why?
I'm not gonna lie, because it's too much of a commitment.
It's not.
It's too much of a commitment
It's
for me.
really not.
You Game of Thrones are absolutely bananas.
It's an hour for.
It's an
8
hour
weeks.
that you talk
And
about
It's an hour for 8
8
weeks.
You talk about it,
and then there's a
every
break for a year, and then you come back and
No,
watch
I'm
it.
not being
Is it
funny.
done?
Do you know, like,
This is the final season.
Okay, I'll watch it after that.
Yeah, I'll watch it when it's done. I
When it's
think.
done.
Why
So,
though?
yeah.
But why can't you enjoy it while everyone else is enjoying it?
But I'm enjoying life as it is already.
Ah, man.
all I'm saying is like, do you know when Love Island's on?
Yeah.
For like, how long's that on? 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 weeks, your life is done. It's gone. I'm going home early. I'm like, guys, I'm so sorry. I'd love to stay out, but I've really got to get home to see like what's going on between Jack and Daniel. Really, like, following this love story.
You get invested.
I am so invested. Anything I watch, I am so invested.
Yeah.
Which is why I just can't do Game of Thrones. Anyone who's not seen SAS, if you've not even seen it yet, I'm like, guys, you have got 5 hours to commit to this. You can box that off on a Saturday afternoon. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can watch that back. Like, that's fine. Game of Thrones. Who's coming back to watch that?
An hour and a half per ep as well.
Taking you 6
They're all movies.
6 movies back to back.
Some of them there's 2-hour episodes.
It's a commitment, I'm not going to lie.
I'm not involved.
But it's worth it. It's great television.
So spoilers.
Damon, I lie.
It's a relationship.
It's probably the best thing to hit TV for a very long time.
100%.
But are you two in relationships?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why.
Why?
This is why. I feel like if I had a boyfriend, I'd be like, right, let's do this thing together.
My missus watches it, but I don't.
Okay.
You don't?
No.
Oh my gosh.
She's like, I came home yesterday. She's like, I've just watched it. My heart is beating so fast.
It was tense though.
I wanted to stop it so many. I don't think I can sleep. I'm traumatized.
My God.
I'm traumatized.
That's
I
good TV.
don't think I could go to bed.
That's good TV.
Like I can't. I mean, I just want to talk to you about it, but
What?
And you know the worst thing is, imagine
I can't.
Femi's attitude.
No.
I'm like, I'm going to bed.
That just sounds like EastEnders in the 80s.
I'm like, Lee. I'm like, no, wait. Listen to this. I'm like, did you listen to me on radio though? Oh, sorry, babe.
Good job.
Sorry,
That's
babe.
a solid comeback, to be fair.
It's like, sorry, babe.
That's a dead out comeback.
Oh, then I'll come back. You have to
at
support.
breakfast. You've probably spoken to her a couple of times throughout the day.
Shut up, man.
And listen to you now.
Shut up. You must have to be super groupie, innit?
Yeah, you understand.
Shut up. That's part of the relationship. That's the idea of a relationship. I thought that was the idea of a relationship, that they become your super groupie, but clearly not. Rather watch Game of Thrones and just be like, oh my gosh, I can't speak.
It was intense though.
By the way, can we just say to the fans that follow us on Instagram that it was one member of the Cut the Chat persons that put a spoiler on
Persons,
today.
that's such a Caribbean
Yes.
expression. Persons.
That put
With
the
all
spoiler up.
persons.
You understand? That put the spoiler up this morning, and that dreadlock member that I will not talk about, I will not expose his name,
He's getting longer under that hat.
has been reprimanded for this.
It definitely wasn't me.
Longer under that.
Definitely wasn't me.
Why did you put that spoiler up? But they need to know.
It was funny. How they linked it with the music and it fitted the music so perfectly.
So you
needed
thought
to be seen.
at that moment, forget
Yeah.
everyone.
Well, do you know what? Damon's got a 48-hour rule. If you haven't seen
Bruv.
it, after
Yeah.
48 hours, then he's just going to talk about
Well,
it.
surely it was just on yesterday.
No, it was on
Sunday.
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah, you
It
can.
was yesterday, 2 a.m. That's not 48 hours.
Yeah, he was well within that time.
No. It's a 48
He's right,
hour
you're
match.
right.
No, but
not with Game of Thrones.
I'm sorry, do you guys understand 48 hours?
No.
Like, I was what?
No, it's a 48-hour rule when it comes to movies in the cinema.
Oh,
When
you
it
guys
comes
are
to
kidding me.
It's the next day, bro. If you haven't watched it, that's your business. No, wait. I mean, listen. I work in a public environment. If you won out of a packed
by the way, this
barbershop,
is your shop.
yeah, haven't seen it, what the whole shop can't talk about it until you get your haircut and leave. Nah, get out of it. That don't make no sense. Get out of it.
So it's like back in the day when you watched EastEnders, you didn't really talk about it because if you wanted to watch Omnibus.
The what, sorry?
The Omnibus.
The omnibus.
Omnibus.
The omnibus.
Sunday omnibus.
Sunday, remember that?
3 hours.
Sunday omnibus.
Sunday omnibus. Bad, you know?
Yeah, it was, isn't it?
What? Sunday
You watch
EastEnders.
Coronation Street
That's
Omnibus,
standard thing.
EastEnders Omnibus.
That's the standard thing.
The whole thing.
TV was so rubbish back in the day.
So dead.
You know what?
You were pissed.
TV was terrible. They used to show Omnibus. Like the whole Sunday afternoon, that program, they just showed the whole week's.
5 hours of
Back to
EastEnders. Wow.
They had no budget, it costed them nothing.
Just repeats.
They just play the same VHS tape. Betamax. The same Betamax tape over and over again. Oh, TV's terrible. Kids will never know.
I do think you need longer than 48 hours though.
Why?
Because 48 hours in, like anything
Bro,
can
it
happen.
was all over the gram anyway. It was
And
all
that's,
over the gram.
that's the problem.
It was all over the gram.
That's why people are getting upset.
You hear about the guy that got his head bust at the cinema?
Yes.
They beat someone up.
So so this
he
guy has
deserved
come
it.
out from watching Avengers, and as he's walking out of the screen, and you know you're queuing up to get your popcorn and your beverages, he's walked out and shouted out one mad
The end of the
spoiler.
story, mate. The spoiler.
Oh, they rushed him.
They beat him
Yeah,
up.
they beat him
Why
down
did
hard.
he do that?
He's an idiot.
He's
But
an
why
idiot.
they beat him up though? That's a bit
Why
mean.
not? What are you talking about?
Brother, have you listen? When you go to them screenings, there's man that actually think they're Iron Man.
Yeah.
Do you even talk?
Do you know what's funny?
Dress up.
Do you know what I thought about this? Yeah, I thought about this on Saturday. So we went to the cinema. So me, Win, Monserration, yeah, and Ace, and our respective partners. Now I'm there and I'm thinking, 2 of the 4, they're not troublemakers, but they will get it cracking. So for argument's sake, one of them was trying to get into a nightclub. He was just there queuing up as normal. A bouncer has literally physically moved him. He's like, no, don't touch my missus. Shut up and get in line. Oh, he shut down the club.
Oh my god.
But see, out of principle, I agree with that. Don't like what am I putting my hands on you for? So he's that type of principle, yes. And I thought to myself, imagine if somebody came out of the screen and shouted something.
Yeah.
Like a spoiler.
I'd be very upset.
I know these 2 individuals
Yeah, it would
would
be
get it cracking.
But Ace,
So I get it.
you'd seen it the
I get
third
it.
time. So
I've-
what did
I've
you
seen
do?
it.
Just
I've seen
pretend
it.
you haven't seen it?
No, I've enjoyed it more.
So when you
every
watched
time.
it on the Saturday
God.
with everyone for the third time,
Yeah.
did you pretend you hadn't seen it
So,
before
like-
to everyone?
You're a geek. That's
I am a
that's
geek.
true.
Do you know what's funny? I've actually come to terms with the fact that I'm a geek. I like Game of Thrones,
Yeah, wrestling.
Marvel, and wrestling.
You think wrestling's real?
Wait.
No, I don't think it's real. I just enjoy it for what it is. I'm a geek.
Do you know
It is
what?
it is.
I
Come on.
tapped out of wrestling as soon as I found out that it was fake. I was like,
Ah,
I'm not
nah.
And what age was you? What age was you? Like
Don't
9?
say the F word.
No,
Ace gets upset.
No, I don't.
Fake.
It's
No,
not.
don't do
No,
that.
it's
No,
not
but it's
fake,
not actually fake.
acting.
It's acting. Okay, yeah.
But when I found out
It's
it was
sports
acting,
entertainment.
Yeah. When I found out that it was sporting, acting, entertainment,
Yeah.
I was just not
getting
involved.
upset.
No, I'm not. Like people can think like fake. It's not fake. That's like saying we watched Avengers and Avengers is fake. It's
It
not
is fake.
It is.
It's
No, but
not
you
real
wouldn't-
life.
You wouldn't watch it. No, wait. You wouldn't watch it and say, "Oh, well, that's fake." Well, of course it's fake. It's a film.
I want to know.
It's a film with a plot and a storyline.
It's fake. It's
I
not.
wanna know.
So wait, you watch films and go, "Oh no, that's
Ace,
fake."
Ace, Avengers, Ace,
getting bad.
Ace.
You don't watch
Should I
Avengers
show you
and
down?
Bro,
Should I show
that's
you
fake.
down? Should I? Avengers.
Why would you do that?
Avengers doesn't pretend to be real life. Wrestling pretends to be
Wrestling-
real life.
Wrestling does not pretend to be real life.
Wrestling
Hey, so
wants to
you
be
mad?
real life.
Wait,
Ace,
No,
Ace,
wrestling-
that's
no.
the premise of wrestling, no?
No, not
wrestling's
really.
like
Not really.
neighbours in-
It's called sports entertainment because they know that people know.
But
it's not real.
Ace, so you're
not real.
telling me,
They tell you about things that are happening.
you're telling me basically wrestling is
No,
like
I'm
the
not.
Avengers.
Wait, can I just say something? I'm not defending wrestling every episode of kind of shit.
No, but you need
Fuck
to.
that.
You
No,
need to.
and I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm 100% not doing it because all the wrestlers that I know are richer than everybody in this room right now.
That way you gone.
I don't care.
Now you gone.
I don't care. I went there.
You went very low. That's very
I
small.
did.
Well, all
I
the
did.
wrestlers are richer than you. They're
did.
richer than you.
Ace, we all
I'm
want to
not-
know is you went through 9 hours of the same film.
Yeah, I enjoyed it
A
that
whole
much.
day.
You know the funny thing is,
100%.
see on
Whole day watching.
see on the Saturday, he was reacting. There's bits in the film
advance.
where the
In
whole
advance.
cinema was like, yo!
Oh, no.
I'm looking at Ace, yo! I'm like, fam, you've seen this
I
twice.
love the film, man. I really do. I think it's a sick film. Why can't I see a film more than once?
Oh my god!
You can
Okay, so what's the problem?
more
then?
than twice.
Oh my god!
Why can't I see it more
And
than
it's not in
twice?
your house. It's not
You
in your house.
didn't even think Black Panther.
You've gone out of your way to travel somewhere to watch
Nah,
it
it's-
again.
Wait, first of all, you bought me the tickets for Saturday.
Because but I didn't know you was
Ace,
Okay,
Wait, can I just say one thing?
So I've got Ace the tickets before the previous 2 showings were confirmed. So as far as I was concerned, he's
You were seeing it for the first time.
then he's like, "Oh, I've got to see it tonight." Okay, are you gonna go? Nah, I want to wait with you lot. Next minute, can I get a haircut? I'm going to the screening. Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Hey, she's not
Thanks
that
for
bland.
that.
I had to see it. The first time I had to see it.
Why?
For-
Because
for
you're
work.
interviewing them. That was
Yeah,
big.
for
That
work.
was massive for you.
Then the second time I had to take my kids to see it.
Absolutely.
And then the third time I wanted to see him
the
for
first time had no
DXV.
business going.
That was a big interview. Come, let's talk about it.
No, you lot just want to
No. Ace interviewed them on his
I
show.
allowed you in there.
No one talked to me.
No, Ace interviewed them on
I'm
the
taking
show.
10 minutes off.
Nah, I'm taking a 10-minute. Man said they're taking a 10-minute break.
It doesn't work like that.
Taking a Tim in the break.
No,
Everyone
you
get off me.
have to ask you something.
No, I don't want. I'm not answering no questions.
So out of all of the Marvel characters,
Yeah.
who do you find the most aesthetically pleasing?
We spoke about this on the last episode.
Yeah, but we didn't have AJ here. Who do you find the most aesthetically
Basically,
pleasing?
AJ, they're getting on to me because I said I think Chris Hemsworth is a good-looking guy.
Yeah, he's a good.
No.
what's the problem?
No. What he said
you
is
walk him.
No, I did not say that.
you walk him
I said,
in a
right, he's
man
actually a good-looking
You
brother.
walk
He's
him
actually
in
a
a
very
man
good-looking
way.
guy.
No. What he said is he couldn't take his eyes off.
No, I did not say that, man.
Said it made him hard.
So this is what episode it is, yeah? So this is the episode. This is my episode. All right, cool.
This is the AJ and Ace.
This is the Ace episode. all right,
Ace and
cool.
AJ episode.
All right, fine.
This episode's gonna disappear.
It's fine, innit? Remember who edits
Ace
this?
is gonna be like, oh yeah, I can't find the
I
sound.
don't know what happened.
The sound's gone missing.
Anyway,
He's unplugging it. He's
What did
unplugging
I
it.
say he likes? What's it?
Thor.
4. It's like, okay.
at least I liked him. I said he's a
First wet
good-looking
dream
guy.
in a long time
Oh my
before.
God.
Anyway, next topic.
What is the next topic? So we got to get serious. We're getting serious now.
Okay.
Every cut the chat, we do have some serious elements and some serious conversations, and this one is quite serious. It's about health. We've all. So I don't know if you know. Just over a year ago, we sadly lost one of our amazing, great friends to an illness that no one would have ever seen coming. Basically, it's a blood clot to his lung, or in his lung. So no one saw it coming, but it kind of made us all check ourselves and start to get a bit more fit and be active, and just realizing that life is ridiculously short and we don't know what's around the corner. Around this time, Ace went through his own medical issues, and he found out that. Wait, you're looking at me like I'm not allowed to talk about it.
No, you are. I'm waiting for you to. I'm see what you say.
So make sure he gets it right.
Yeah, so you found out that he had diabetes.
Well, no. Well, no. So, like, I've had diabetes for a long time.
Yes, sorry,
But
you did, yeah.
I had a major complication from diabetes when we found out that Victor had passed.
Yeah.
Which was I had stage 4 kidney disease.
That's, yes.
Yeah. So for about a year I've been having like dialysis. I know these guys obviously knew. But like this week I'm about to kind of go public with it because I did a documentary for the BBC about the complications from diabetes. But I'm guessing you want to talk about it because you feel like we all need to start looking after ourselves a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, look, AJ, you started off the show by, talking about being on SAS Who Dares Wins and having to get mentally and physically
AJ's fit anyway.
ready. And
Don't worry about her. She's like
but
training.
even doing what you're doing pushed you to limits that you probably knew that you
had, yeah.
absolutely, and I suppose life can just overtake, our.
Do you know what? Like we, rightly or wrongly, we just take our health for granted.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
And it always takes something really awful to happen.
Yeah.
In order for us to check ourselves.
Absolutely.
Like, like when I was at university, I found out that my dad had prostate cancer, and I was like, what? Like, as if, I knew that this disease existed, but you never expect it to be, I don't know, it's almost this like arrogance that it's like, yeah, but no one in my family's going to get it. Like, no one in my family's going to get it. And then, he had it, and then, you watch someone go through chemo, and you watch someone who you've grown up thinking they're really, really strong, and you just see them become weak like that. Like, it's insane how quickly a disease like that takes over your whole body. And luckily he's pulled through, but that doesn't happen for everyone. The same with my mum. She, again, always like fully energetic, vivacious, life and soul of the party, and then it's got arthritis. And again, it's one of those things where you just see someone deteriorate quickly. You're like, yeah, but you're the one who like runs and picks everything up, and now it hurts you to stand up and sit down, just like that, like over the space of a year. And you know, it's not to guilt trip anyone into like working out or anything like that, but it is one of those things where it's like, do you know what? We are lucky to have our health. And it is something that isn't granted to every single person from birth. And, you know, whilst we can run, whilst we can jump, whilst we can do these things, let's just do it because, you know, tomorrow you might...
You're right. We put things off all the time. I know that I consume far too much sugar. These lot will tell you I've got the craziest sweet tooth. And so over Easter, I was at my mum's house. A couple of things happened that like... You know what you said about both your parents. My mum's health has been a madness for like the last 18 years. So we're dishing up dinner and my mum is making an apple crumble. And we're like, yeah, mum, come let's eat. And she's like, no, I need to finish this. And she's shaking and it's like, no, am I going to have to elbow drop you to force you to stop doing that and come and eat? Anyway, she's done what she's doing, she's eating. I'm sitting on the sofa with my nephew, and this is bad of me. I don't know how old he is. He's probably about 6 or 7. How old's my nephew? About 6 or 7. I don't know.
You should know.
I'd say like 7.
Yeah, the little one, the little one.
I'll say 7.
Yeah, right, 7. Yeah.
I'll say 7.
I'm gonna get 7.
Yeah.
And he's looking at me, and my older brother is a school teacher, he's a PE teacher, and he looks at me and he's like, out of my 2 uncles, one's strong and muscly, and the other one's fat. You're the fat one. I said, Jesus Lord.
Kids are savage. Yeah.
Jesus Lord.
Well, I know why you do that because you're always badding them up. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You are. You bully him.
No, but he's a child. He's honest. He's being honest.
He's
in
being
what
honest.
he's
And you
seeing.
know, but I've always said it. I've always said, you know what? I need to cut down my sugar. I need to cut down my sugar. I need to cut down my sugar. And you know, that for me was the wake up call that, you know, my little nephew, Lee, shut your mouth.
Is that what he did to you, Damon?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're old and fat.
He affected your confidence.
Did you not see my snaps when I was getting at him when his mum told him off?
No.
Because he was running around with holes in his socks. And my
I
sister
saw that
told him off when
actually.
I was getting, yeah, look, you got into trouble. And he started crying. I'm like, yeah, good. Tell me I'm fat.
Because he
Crying
called you
them tears
fat.
into the pillow,
Yeah.
thinking I'm gonna get him back.
But anyway, I mean, look, Ace.
Yo.
You should come do intermittent fasting with me.
Nah, you're right.
Yeah? No?
I just cut down on sugar. I eat everything else though. But Ace, how like what's the last year been like for you?
Hard, man. Like, as you lot know, like, I'm a busy person. I'm on the radio 5 days a week. I gig regularly. Like, I travel a lot. And so, yes, like, eventually I'm going to have like some kind of kidney transplant. So I'm kind of waiting. I'm on the list at the moment. But being able to just like do my day to day has been a pain. Like the fact that we have to record on a Tuesday because Monday, Wednesday, Friday I'm in hospital after work. And then like even like traveling, like I've been able to go New York and LA and all these places. Like I have to go and pay for dialysis while I'm over there. Like, and then like coming up, I've got summer coming up, which you guys know I'm going to be busy. I'm back and forth from different holiday islands and whatnot, but I've got to plan it so it doesn't mess up my being able to go. So it's just like, it is a real pain. Like, and a lot of people, like, you will know that I dropped quite a bit of weight towards the end of last year. That's because
Slimmers,
no, I'm still not there. Like, I got bigger towards when I went to New York.
You
I
got
did a madness.
complacent,
I did get complacent,
Like,
but that's because like I need to be like a certain weight when.
To do surgery.
Yeah, when I get this call to be like, yo, it's time. So I'm still on the road.
What's
Like,
this stage 4 though? What's stage 4?
this is bad.
There's nothing after that.
Yeah,
Is it?
nothing
So it's
after
the
that,
last
yeah.
stage, basically.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been a very hard year. I'm like, these lot have been very, very, very supportive. Like I said, like not a lot of people knew. There's people in my family that still don't know. Like I put out a post on Instagram yesterday and I was getting hella calls. Yeah, but yeah, I just felt like it was time to say something because there's, you know what it is as well. Like I think, especially like when I found out I had diabetes when I was like 21, maybe. And I didn't give a shit. Like, I didn't change the way I ate. I didn't do it. There was times when I just stopped even taking medication. It was just like, whatever.
Is
like,
it because you didn't feel no different? Is that why?
Yeah, because I didn't feel any different
of
at
course.
all. And I was like, well, they say I got this, but I didn't feel any different. And like, now, I know, like, raw, I should have taken it seriously when I found out. And this is what has been a result of it. So,
I think
like,
that's understandable as well, though, because you find this out when you're so young, and almost it's like a rebellious thing where all your other 21-year-old mates are like young, fit, active, the partying, the smoking, the drinking, and you just want to do all of that.
Do your thing, exactly.
So I completely understand from that point of view, and actually I think it's so good that you're coming out and saying this now, because I think especially, you know, these lifestyles that we're all living now, everyone's always striving for the next thing, onto the next. You've already got your radio shows every single day, but it's like, right, the next gig, the next travel, this, that, the other, and then you've got the family. We're so busy now.
We are.
And we just don't give ourselves time
Do you know
to
what's
actually know how you're actually feeling.
Do you know what's funny? You're saying, it's time
like
to
you
hot,
actually,
time to
when
hot
was the
him
last
up.
time you went to the doctors? When was the last time you went to the
I'm
dentist?
bad with that.
I'm the worst with doctors.
Yeah.
I'm the worst.
We
I didn't
all
go to my
are.
doctor
I didn't
for
go
years.
doctors for about 15 years.
You're mad.
Yeah.
I didn't go to doctors
Same
for
here.
15 years, and I had a little problem, and my missus was like, listen, this is long, go doctors. And it's funny, when I went to the doctors for something else, I said, can you check my prostate? So the lube
Yeah, the
up my
moment.
bum, said, nah, you're fine. I said, no, I'm not, fam. I've been violated. Been
You
violated.
hit your G-spot.
I'm turned down.
Do it again, do it again.
Oh, doctor. Come back next week. Next week, same time.
Even what you were saying,
But now,
even what you're saying about not having time, the other day, like Ace, you're taking it seriously, but you believe that I can get through this. So he had commitments. He had a raving. He put on a rave on New Year's, and literally he had dialysis that day. You're not supposed to do anything after dialysis. It was his rave. He's come to the rave for Femi's birthday as well. We ended up carrying him out and to the hospital. His body just shut down, and it's almost like, yeah, that's what happens. Carry on taking the piss, your body's gonna say, and his body said no. Like,
Wasn't on it.
the way Ace was, it was horrible. But then, you know, if you're not going to listen to the professionals,
Your body for so long.
yeah, but I mean, we all do it. We all just push ourselves again and again and again, and we don't listen. And actually, one of the amazing things about doing, you know, actually working in TV and doing SAS is basically before you go on any travel trip, they give you a health check, complete. So I'm really fortunate in that respect that I am forced to have regular checkups and have full body analysis all the time, just through work. But honestly speaking, if someone didn't force me to do that,
Would you bother?
probably wouldn't bother. I know. In fact, I know I wouldn't, because the occasional times that I do ring up and go, "Do you have an appointment on Friday?" I need it to be on Friday. They're like, "Yeah, I don't have any appointments on Friday." Then I'll be like, "Okay, cool, I'll call back," and then never call back. No, like, especially as a woman as well. Like the amount of times you get a letter through the post. It's time for your smear test, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to call the doctors, and then 3 months later, you still not been for your smear test. The doctors remind you, they're writing to you, they're calling you, and you still don't book it. Like, we all do it, and I think actually, like, honestly, Ace, I hope you get well soon. I hope
I'm
like
fine.
the treatment goes
Thank
well.
you so much.
No, but genuinely, I hope like everything goes well, and yeah, it's good. It's good that you're taking it seriously now.
Thank you very much. Than's, guys. This is.
alright.
Do you want to start
We've been
dissing
on-
me now?
we've been on
about
road-
wrestling?
Yeah,
or
now
like-
we can talk about wrestling.
Now wrestling.
Hey!
Yeah.
You should top up the drinks for everyone, mate.
Top up their drinks.
Top up.
What else? What
I didn't
else
buy
is
the.
there?
I
It's not
didn't.
healthy. The drinks aren't healthy. Again, bad for your kidneys.
Yeah, it's true.
Bad for your liver.
Bad for
But,
your
You know, we
emotions.
do it, don't we? Bad for your emotions.
This guy.
You might as well.
We might as well crack the other bottle.
No, fam.
No, I'm good.
Oh, you're still sipping.
No, I'm still sipping. I'm right.
We just spoke about man's not well.
Like,
Peer
yeah,
pressure.
he's doing dialysis.
We're jigged to that.
Do you know what I mean?
Get those seen.
Peer pressure and all of that. What else is going on? Anything else popping off?
I really want to ask AJ about that program you did with your mum.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that.
So basically, if you didn't see it, AJ's mum was trying to get her a man. Basically,
Yes.
what's the show?
Nigerians
That was
do.
on Channel 4 as well. That was it was a show called Manhunting with my mum.
Right.
And believe it or not, guys, don't be fooled by these dulcet tones. I'm Nigerian. And so, yeah, my mum took me back to the motherland to find me a husband.
How did that go?
I was having a bit of a meltdown, to be honest. That's how the idea came about. I was literally like, I'm 30 years old. I don't know how I'm 31 now, but at the time, I was 30 years old. My mum's harping on about, like, when
Get
are you
married.
gonna,
As they
when are
do.
you going to
As
find
they
your
do.
husband
Yeah.
now? Do you know what I mean? They just switch. They go from read books, carry books, to, okay, guys, where's this
No,
husband?
read book, carry books. Don't look up boys. To okay, where's your husband?
Yeah, I'm like, what? I wasn't even allowed a boyfriend. I'm confused. So yeah, I actually thought it would be really funny to go to Nigeria and get my mum to set me up with a few guys.
And she did.
And she did. You know, obviously it's TV, so she actually guided them as to the guys that she'd pick. But for example, we didn't meet a single guy from Delta State, Sapele, which was massively to my mum's disappointment because that's where both my parents are from.
I can't see why not.
Do you know what I mean? But 4 guys I met. I met a prince. I met
Everyone's a prince though in Nigeria, don't know.
Yeah, well,
Man
found
owns a
that
corner
out.
shop.
Found that out. Met a
Did you say you come back from the corner shop?
The man from the corner shop.
Oh.
I am a prince. Okay, cool. Let me get a coke.
I did. He's a busy pop. I met a 34-year-old Christian virgin. I met a musician and I met a Nollywood actor.
Right.
Yeah,
What a combination.
all with my mum by my side, and it was amazing.
Did you, Karen, continue to date any of them, or did any of them?
I didn't. No.
Yeah, you don't chat to any of them. No.
No. However, you know, like obviously, I've gone for one reason, but actually, the beautiful thing I thought about the documentary was it was a real exploration into like my culture, my heritage, and actually just showcasing that you can be Nigerian, but it's very different from state to state and from part to part and from family to family. Everyone's got their own individual culture. It's not
Right.
one culture fits all.
Right.
And that was interesting for me to discover
Awesome.
myself. Yeah.
Do
any-
season 2 tomorrow. Season 2 next week.
Season 2, when's it coming? I don't know. Like, there have been talks about it, but I sort of was like, I don't want my, I don't want my TV persona to just always be me in Nigeria with my mum,
Right.
like, finding the
Okay,
love of
yeah.
my life, number one. But then, like, that's not to say that I don't. I think anything's wrong with dating or anything like that. I actually thought it was really fun. Also, I loved being with my mum for that extended period of time.
Yeah, that must have been. How was that?
It was amazing because, again, I think, you know, all of us, we've got these like hectic, busy lifestyles, and it was just like really nice to like reconnect with my mum as well. I've never, unless it's Christmas, I've not been with my mum for 2 consecutive weeks like that. Like it was intense.
yeah,
It was
yeah, of
intense.
course.
And especially in her country, like in the place of her birth, like she was so excited. I think for all our parents who've moved over to the UK, they want us to have a good life and they want us to do what we want, but at the same time, they're trying so fiercely to just enrich us with their culture, like just a little bit, like please keep some of it, like, you know, me, it's bad enough, I don't speak the language and I can't even put on the accent, don't speak pidgin, and that's a massive loss of culture in itself, and so, you know, especially when you don't travel back that much, and all they want you to do is be Nigerian. They're happy for you to be British, but it's like be Nigerian as well. Please,
just a little bit Nigerian.
Come on. And so I think for my mum, she was just like, oh yes, she is interested in Nigeria, which I always have been, obviously, but I think it's just not been so explicitly clear to my mum or my dad, and actually that I think they were very proud
awesome.
for that alum. It's encouraged my nieces and nephews to want to go as well. Like they're like,
big advert. There's a big advert. It's a big advert for the country.
Yeah.
You've been back as well.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I went back. I saw Timony. Timony was the last guy that I met in the documentary. He's really cool.
Is he the virgin?
He's not the virgin.
Oh.
Didn't keep in touch with the virgin.
No.
Uh,
How old is he, did you say? 34.
34. My mum didn't believe that he was a virgin.
Is that what they be doing now?
I don't even.
I don't even. It was so funny. I was like, he's definitely a virgin. And my mum was like, not here, not in this country.
Rob,
We're giving you virgin vibes.
Mum was hilarious. She was so explicit. Like, the good thing about our parents are they just really are like, you know, your 6-year-old nephew. They really are just brutal, and they are very honest. And yeah, when she didn't like someone, it was a massive thumbs down. Yeah, and if she thought someone was lying, she'd be like, you're a liar. The end. Let's go.
You're a liar.
Yeah, it's fun. It was fun to do, and I'd love to film more stuff out in Nigeria, and actually just travel around Africa in general. Like there's so much that I don't know, and
Rich culture.
yeah, and,
Cultures as
Yeah.
well. Like, so many different
And I'm
cultures.
sure Angola isn't that like the richest? That's like one of the most expensive places in Africa.
I think they buy the most champagne.
Well, Angola.
Yeah.
Is it?
Like
I think they
genuinely.
buy the most champagne. I think Nigerians might have bought the most champagne up, but I feel Angola now they buy the most champagne in the world.
In the whole world.
What's their thing out there then?
What's their thing?
Diamonds.
It
Gold.
must be something like a mineral like that, but then the government, it must be diamonds or gold or something
I think
like that.
so.
I think it's diamonds.
Because yeah, and that's
But the
thing.
government's not very good.
I was one of them ones.
Yeah, it's one of them.
Melting.
Is that passed
this
on to
thing.
his wife or
Take
something
this
like that?
Bring me 10 bottles, man. Take this little stone. Clean it yourself.
I feel like his daughter, like the president's daughter or the ex-president's daughter, like owns the richest company
Oh, is it?
in the most like the most like highest grossing company in the country. Or one of those.
Okay.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I've got a relationship corner. Can I bust it?
Yes.
Go
It's
to.
actually along what AJ was saying about going back to Nigeria with your mum.
Go on.
Basically, young girl, she's 21. She's dating I think he's 36 or 37-year-old guy, and mum's like, nah. Mum's like, no, to the point where it's just non-stop beef. Now, she's saying that her mum hasn't really been wrong in the past with guys. You know, the mum might say, I don't like this one, but do your thing. I don't like this one, but do your thing, bloody, bloody, blah. This one, she's adamant, no, don't bring it around to the house, to the point where it's actually like fractured the family.
Oh,
and she's like, do I just stay with him? And she's even said that, look, there are certain things about him, but she's just in love with him. Or does she...
Them ones.
Yeah.
You know, axing that down every night. You don't care. Axing that down. Marinating it, axing it down. Giving her first. No, but that's the truth. That's the truth, though. He's been marinating it for time. You know that young brain's not ready yet, so you can feed it anything.
Jesus Christ.
You know, one of them ones, and she's just getting manipulated, and he's just chopping it down, loving it every time she's chopping it. Loving it.
Well, she's the one that's
Sorry,
asking.
every time he's chopping, she's loving
She's
it.
the one that's asking, what do we think she should do? Should
Boy,
she...
it's simple. You got to make moves or carry on chopping and stay loving it. As long as the wand is still in there, you're under the spell.
Okay.
Oh my god!
All right.
That's the truth. She has to make moves.
Bleeding.
She has to make moves. She has to make moves. If she wants to get, she has to make moves.
AJ, what do you think?
She's got to go.
Because a lot of her friends have said, you know what, if you love him,
No.
make it work,
No.
it will work.
I just maybe I come from this point of view that because I get on with my family, I just can't imagine being with a guy who doesn't get on with my family. Like, genuinely, if they're not getting on with my brothers or my sister or the people that I like hanging out with, like, I genuinely like hanging out with these people, if you can't get on with them, you have got to go, because the family are the people that you can't choose. Like, they're here to stay. You can just bounce. And I don't know, I think your family's intuition is pretty accurate sometimes. I've been in her position where everyone's like, no, AJ, this is not the one. And I've been like, but I love him. I'm obsessed. He loves me. He's amazing. And do you know what? They're always right. And do you know what, actually? Fair play to them. They've not even said, AJ, I told you so. But they could have. And well within the right, because he did. Like, she is going to be eating humble pie one day. If she doesn't end it. And you're so right, actually. She's so young. And she is being brainwashed. She doesn't realise it yet. But, like, all of her opinions, the way she is, how she's being loved, she thinks that's correct. She thinks that's the be-all and end-all because he's making her believe that, and that is not the case. And from experience, you can fall in love, you can fall out of love, and your broken heart will mend.
But they're not just like him because they don't like him, or is the age difference their
Say it
problem?
again?
Is the age difference their problem?
You know what? Basically, he's a bit too road for them.
Okay, that's
Like,
that
they
one.
know he's road. But the thing is, a few of her past boyfriends have been road, but they're like,
This one's next level road.
yeah, he's road.
Like road on steroids.
He's the M65.
He's road. Yeah.
He's the motorway road.
Yeah.
Man's motorway, you know.
Motorway road.
That is hilarious.
Yeah. So they're like, look, nah, done with this.
It's not the North Circular.
To be fair though, at 21 you can't come to me with that love talk anyway. No, you're 21.
No, but when you're 21, you think you're in love.
Yeah, no, but you're not
100%.
though.
You can't diss 21-year-old love.
Right, but as an
that's the
adult-
purest form
You're right,
of love.
as an
I
adult-
agree.
As an adult,
I agree.
See, 21-year-old love, that's pure
I
love.
thought I was in love at 18.
Yeah,
That wasn't love.
Pure
I thought I
love.
was in love at like 15.
No, but that's pure love.
But at the time,
There's no
you're
love
right.
like
he was
that.
in
Lee,
love.
there's no love like that.
They need experience.
You know that love
Look,
when you're 18, 21,
It's
that's
wild.
You feel like you're going through it. You feel like
It's
you're going through it.
wild.
When you get to the other side,
You're
you look back.
blind.
You're gone. Your head is
I was getting
gone.
taken for an idiot. That's what I was getting. That wasn't love. I was getting taken for an idiot.
Nah,
baby.
your head is gone. Your head is
What?
gone.
Yeah,
At that age, your head is gone.
Why
You're,
am I coughing?
no,
What?
it's love. It is real
Listen,
love.
Ace, if I could talk to myself at 18, you know what? We
No,
know-
but
God,
you know
man.
what? What you're feeling is actually love. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
but you know why? Because you don't know no other feeling
Yeah.
apart from that kind
It's
of love
mad.
You
towards
can't say
your
it's
mum
not
kind
though.
of.
Yeah,
But
you
it's
can't-
real.
You're right.
You
but-
gotta go through what you're going through,
Yeah.
to
but-
know what it's not, or to know what's not what you think it is.
I personally don't think you can experience proper love until your late 20s.
No, I
Early
disagree.
30s.
No, I disagree because I just think there's
You
like.
can fall in love with anyone at 18, 19, 21. You can fall in love with anyone.
Yeah, but you don't feel like that at the time.
No, but you
like
can, though.
obviously when you come out of those situations, you're like, oh my gosh, that was complete infatuation. I was absolutely mental, and I can't believe I've been in that situation for 3 years. Oh my god!
Listen,
I
I
think at the time, like everything in hindsight.
Yeah, of course.
Like in hindsight now, you can be like, oh my gosh, what an idiot. But at the time, you're like, I was absolutely besotted, and I would have married that person the next day. So this girl is in love. This guy should know better. Do you know what I mean? North Circular, a roadman, should know better.
I'll tell you this now, yeah. if I was single,
He
yeah.
ain't not any back roads, fam.
Man's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
high street man.
a
No,
high
but I'm
street.
saying, if I was single now, any 18 to 21, I could spin you. I would spin you. Knowing what I know now, not going back to when I was at 8. No, but I'm saying to you, I have the experience to know, like, what's a joke thing and what's not. So I know what you're gonna be, what you're gonna fall for, and what you're not gonna fall for. And big man got the chat.
Yeah.
When you're older, you're mature, you have the chat. Do you get what I'm saying? You know what? You've been through so many years.
Yeah, but come on.
It's trial and error. So now you've got someone fresh out of it.
In the same vein,
Go on.
yeah, there's a lot of relationships that have stayed together. They've lasted the test of time
From that age.
with the age gap.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the mad age gap, they have.
What, they've got together at an age gap?
Yeah, they have. They've lasted. There's
I'm
a
not
lot.
saying it hasn't, but me personally,
I don't love that age gap.
nah.
Say that
that
again?
age gap.
I don't love that age gap.
That age
Yeah,
gap.
well, at that, yeah.
That age
21
gap.
and 37 is a bit wild.
That's mad.
Do you think so?
What, 37 to 18?
Yeah, that's
21.
21 to
21.
37.
That's mad.
Yeah,
I
it is
feel,
mad.
I feel
That's a bit
embarrassed.
much.
I feel
Yeah.
embarrassed bringing that round. Maybe if I was 60 and 30, well, I'm going through in it. That's how I'm cutting out. But 21. Do you know what a 21-year-old looks like right now? They look young, you know.
Yeah.
I disagree. I feel like 16-year-olds look 30.
They look much older.
Yeah.
Oh, they look mad older.
Feel like,
Yeah,
everyone's
21
like
a
really
21 girl.
committing to like.
Fam, they're like contouring and doing all
Yeah.
this foolishness. They don't look. They look.
No,
old.
do you know what? Do you know why you don't know? Do you know why you think they look young? Because they look old, bro. All the ones that you think are young, they're really like 12. The 21-year-olds look like 30-year-old women.
Yeah, they look
mad.
old. I do think they look older.
That's a big gap.
But you know what
though.
the thing is? When you're young,
It's a big gap.
from my experience, from women that are young, they always want maturity in it. So as a man, as long as you come with maturity and you're listening and you're doing all of that, they love all that. That's
It's
that's
37. He probably drives a Merc.
You know
Yeah.
what?
Or
It's not even
Bentley.
that. It's not even that. Listen, the key is this is the key, and everyone knows. All you have to do is listen and agree, and you got them you're right here in the back pocket.
Do you know what?
You
You're
make it move.
absolutely right.
Just
It's
listen
so annoying.
and go through.
It's so annoying
That's what you have
because
to
it's
do.
absolutely right.
But that's through experience.
Genuinely. Right, so my first boyfriend was this guy called Fabio.
Okay, wait.
You're gonna have a guy called Fabio.
AJ. Come on.
Fabio.
I know, but Fabio was great. We were like the two minorities of Blackburn because, you know, obviously me, Nigerian, and he was like in the 1% of Italians that were there. And Fabio and
Fabio.
me just got together and he was amazing. And do you know what? You're absolutely right. Guess what? He was only 2 years older than me, but like obviously that feels like such a big deal when you're like 17. It's like, oh my god, he's an older guy, and he drove a car, and he was a really good listener, and he paid for things, and then that's it. It's literally your standards are just that, like really pay for my
Like
cinema
he drives,
ticket.
he pays for cinema.
Really pick
and
me
he
up.
listens.
Yeah.
He just
You know
nods.
why? Because kids ain't doing that.
That's it.
Kids ain't doing that. Young man ain't doing
Fabio's
that.
like,
Young man are stuck.
I've got it.
AJ's like, oh, are we gonna watch it?
That's it. Literally, he just agreed with everything that I said. Everything was amazing, and even like I'd literally call him up at like 3 a.m. and be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm just out," and he'd be like, "I'll come pick you."
Where are you?
Yeah.
Don't wait. Just wait there. I come. For
Is
you.
he French? Is he French or
What was it? Just wait there. I come.
is
for you.
this Italian?
Put your clothes on. Yeah. I'll buy you flowers. Would you want? You thirsty? I'll bring you a little bottle of rosé. Yeah. I soon come.
Basically, yeah.
Them ones.
I'm not being funny.
You come like, where's that character? Pepe Le Pew.
When's the last time you saw Pepe Le
Absolutely.
Pew? Do you know how rapey that program?
Yeah,
that
he was.
cartoon?
Oh, rapist.
He was rapey.
They can't show that no
They
more.
can't show that now. He was
pushing his
he was,
over the tip
oh
like
my,
that.
he was,
Where you go today?
he was mad rapey.
Scrambling to escape. No, they can't. No, they can't.
She weren't
they
on it
can't-
at
they can't
all.
put them cartoons on no more.
She wasn't feeling him at all. He was rapey.
He was.
That's a mad thing, you know.
That's
That's what they were showing us.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how to move to gal.
Isn't it?
Just grips them.
Grips them up, lifts up their arm.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Bro, we used to smoke cigarette and blow it in her face. If that ain't gangster, I don't know what is.
That is mad. You can never show that now.
That's mad.
No way.
Oh, this girl will work it out though.
Hopefully.
She'll work it
Okay.
out.
Well, AJ, it's been an absolute pleasure
Thank you.
to have you bless us with your with just your brightness.
Oh,
Just your absolute
It's
brightness.
the first time he's been nice to a guest.
I know, innit?
Ever.
Horrible.
Do you know what's funny? I said that. I said, yeah, you're so anti. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to try my best. But I haven't had to try it today because you've been absolutely amazing. So thank you very much. I will make sure to tune into
We
SAS.
all have to watch it and like tweet
see what
you
comes out.
what
Yeah,
we
definitely.
think and stuff.
Yeah.
I actually do. I'm
we
sure
will.
that, you know,
Watch
having
it
just
tonight.
spoke to you, I'll get nothing but brutal honesty.
Yes.
So that's good. That's good.
No,
'cause
we'll all
that's
be
all
onto you. We're all onto you. We're gonna be watching it, and because it sounds like life changing.
No, it honestly is. Like, honestly, it's an amazing watch. Not just because I'm on it, but it's an incredible show. And yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's been brilliant chatting to you.
Thanks for coming.
I'm ready for my shape up. You know, my mum shaves her head, you know. I'll bring her in next time.
Bring her, land her. We give her the complimentary trimming. Look, you see, we got the vending machine.
Yes.
You understand? On the house, obviously.
Thank you very much.
Obviously. Absolutely.
It stops being like profitable though, surely, if it's just
No,
on the
only
house.
for AJ's mum.
Oh,
Not
okay.
for you, man.
Only for Auntie.
Yeah, come on.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yes, when you're ready. But thank you. It's been amazing. Been absolutely amazing.
Any more TV things that we should look out
what
for?
we looking at?
What else? What's new? What
I'm
we
about
doing?
to start The Voice Kids.
Hey.
Stuff at The Voice, and so now I'm going to be doing exactly the same for The Voice.
I love
Kids.
you like doing the reality TV stuff. You're really good at.
Thank
like,
you.
When you did that, you did bit on the side.
Big Brother's Bit on the
Bit aside,
Side. Yes, I did that. That was 6 years ago now.
Really?
Mad, isn't it?
That's
And do you
long
know
time
what?
ago.
Like, the first day that I filmed in Elstree Studios for The Voice, my photo was up on the wall.
Oh.
At Elstree. How mad is that?
That's quite
I was
dope.
like, this is great. This
That's
is
quite
great.
dope.
I love this. So yeah, I'm gonna go off and do The Voice Kids now because we've just done The Voice, and then I launched my own lipstick with L'Oreal. Yeah.
That's that cash register
Level.
That's that cash.
Ching,
Can we put cash register noises on this bit? Like cash register, baby.
That's a big deal.
But it's called
That's-
AJ's News.
That's dope.
Yeah, I couldn't get.
Are you wearing it right now?
Yeah, it's worn off a little.
You should have
bit.
gifted us. Like, you
Yeah,
know,
I should
I
Why not?
wear it,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You should have gifted us next time. Like, put in a post to the
Give me a
barber shop.
PO box and
Yeah,
I'll
barber shop.
hook
This
it
our
up.
PO box.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Fine.
So
Guys,
wait, so is it out now or is it?
it's out now.
Okay.
On Amazon.
Look out, Fenty. We're coming for you.
Oh my
Head top.
gosh. Rihanna could never.
We need to get that. That's a meme.
Lol.
Wow, that's fantastic.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
That's so exciting.
That's massive.
Major move.
Huge, man.
My Nigerian sister, you know.
Yeah.
Come on, cuz.
Thank
Love
you.
that.
But yeah, and just like hopefully more. But do you know what? I'm just in a really happy headspace. I've got all my mates with me. I've got all my family with me. Everyone's like live and kicking, and it's just fun. I think what we all do is we're constantly in this state of striving and on to the next, on to the next. And sometimes, and I think especially what SAS has made me realise is just have some space in your own head. And just give yourself a pat on the back for the things that you've already achieved and the things that you're already doing. Like, you're already shining. Everyone is, for whatever reason. So,
Can I have one
well
last
done to you.
One quick
Well
last
done to
question.
everyone.
Is it hard? Because I often complain about seeing the same 5 presenters on TV. Do you find it hard to get TV work nowadays? Is it difficult? Really? Tell us about how hard it is.
Yeah. It is really, really difficult. I was saying this the other day. I feel like I've taken 13 years to have a good year.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like I genuinely one day I'll break down the whole story. But even 6 years ago when I was presenting Big Brother's Bit on the Side, I was actually presenting Big Brother's Bit on the Side on Channel 5, but going back to my dad's flat, and living on this fold-away bed. And then after that ended, I literally was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do.
Right.
And worked in a call centre again.
Oh, wait.
And then learned how to do you know what I mean? I feel like it's always been up, down, up, down, up, down for me. And still to this day, I'll go for screen tests, I'll go for auditions, and I'll get no's, all the time. And everyone only ever sees a yes, but they never see
The
a million
no's. Yeah.
no's.
For sure.
And so it is really, 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 really hard. And especially when, I'm watching people who, It's amazing to, you know, like see Angelica Bell and like Zoe Ball and even Fern Cotton, who isn't even that much older than me, but she's been on TV forever since she was a kid. And you're like, oh, amazing. Like, I'm finally like waking up to be with the people that have always inspired me growing up. But they're not moving, they're still working. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's not about trying to get their job. They've got their job. It's trying to create your own space and just staying true to your own lane. And I really do sincerely believe that there is space for everyone, even when people don't see it. Like, channels might not see it. Everyone just wants to be safe. TV's a lot of money to gamble on like a newbie, and I do understand that. I do wish there were more opportunities, but at the same time, it wouldn't be exciting if everyone could just get the job.
You're very positive. That, like,
you've got a positive outlook.
Like, is it harder being a black female though? Do you feel like there's like, okay, there's one in, you guys have to wait until, do you know what I mean? Because sometimes it's like that. We say like, oh, there's only room for like one black person in, not now, but there was a time when it was like, it could only be like one rapper in the charts, or there could only be one person that gets signed. Is it like that in TV where it's
do you
like,
know what? I think there must be some underlining, you know, theme of that going on.
Right.
I feel really lucky actually that I was brought up in the Northwest, genuinely, because I'm brought up in a minority area, and so, an area where I was an actual minority. And so the benefit of that, you know, you don't realise it at the time. At the time when you're the only black girl in your class and you're eating different food to all your mates, I used to get so embarrassed. Like, Nina would invite me round for tea, Serena, Kaylee, all the girls would invite me round for tea, and we'd have pizza and chips or spag bol. And then when I'd invite them back round, I'd be like, "Oh, Mum, please, can you
jollof rice again?"
And she'd be like,
Mum, keep it simple, Mum.
"Angel, this is the most simple thing I could, like jollof rice, black eyed beans. This is it." And I'd be so embarrassed. I'd be like, "Oh," like, and their tongues would be like that. They'd be like, "Oh, it's really hot." I'd be like, "Oh, Mum, I told you to put no pepper in," and she's like, "There's literally no seasoning in this." How can't they handle the seasoning? And
there's just salt in there, you know.
Yeah, but as a result, you know what? Like, looking back, I feel really grateful for those experiences, because I never looked at TV and thought, oh my gosh, no one black's on TV. Like, TV genuinely represented me
your real life
when I was growing up. Like, genuinely. I saw Angelica Bell and Andy Peters.
That's it.
That was it. But that represented my school. That represented my church. That represented my street. That represented my environment. So growing up, my biggest challenge was, right, how do I get to London? It was geographical. I never even thought about being black, being a minority. It just didn't occur to me, because as far as I was concerned, my mum was just like, yeah, but of course we're black, we're Nigerian. Get on with it. And that was that. And obviously when I moved to London, that's where you're like, oh right, I see. Like, there's fewer, but a lot fewer. But yeah, but as a result, I've always stepped with, well, not that I don't see that I'm black. Obviously, I know that I'm black, but it's just never, it's always been an afterthought. It's been like, well, why not me? I never put myself down, because I think, oh, there's not, they don't let us in. I've just been like, well, let's give them a million reasons why they have to say no. Like, they can't say no to me. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm confident, I'm competent, I'm good at my job, like, I'm presentable, I'm on time. Let's go. Do you know what I mean? So
about the time.
I know about the time thing.
Yeah.
The timekeeping. Anyway, on that note.
Thank you so much, though. Honestly, it's been
no,
awesome.
but I just wanted to say that, because I want everyone to don't make yourself a barrier.
Right.
You are what you are, and with that, I mean, that's just tough. But you be confident in who you are. You be confident in the fact that you're a woman. You be confident in the fact that you're from a low income background. You be confident in the fact that you're black or whatever you are. You just be confident in that and push forward regardless, because you can't change. The world just has to change around you.
Jeez! Them bars,
Amen.
Bars.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Wow.
Wow.